have a couple questions, and hopefully anyone else who has a question, if you have a question, please feel free to ask it. You can either put it in the chat or you could just voice it as well. So really appreciate the juxtaposing the cooperative versus the collaborate. So collaborate versus cooperate. That was one of my questions as I was reading through the material. I do have a question regarding parents. Any recommendations how educators can particularly connect and collaborate with parents, especially as we, as schools are becoming more diverse in a multiplicity of ways? Just any recommendations on what that might look like?
Absolutely. At the beginning of the year, it's so essential when I would send out a parent letter introducing myself, the expectations within my classroom. I would always provide an opportunity for parents and asking them if they have something to share. I was a history teacher, so if there was something neat they had to share, something that they could contribute to the classroom, to please contact me. So creating that space. I also would provide opportunities for my students to have to interview their parents, to get
Hmm.
them involved in understanding the history of some things they maybe didn't talk to their parents about. What was their experience about back then? So using that as a way to, whether it was interviewing your grandparents or your parents about something, so making sure that their parents knew that, hey, in history class, I'm going to have to talk to my parents or someone with them. And it was also reaching out to parents to say, hey, this is the unit that we're working on. If there's something that you can contribute, or if you would like to be a guest speaker over one of the topics that you see fit, here's a way, or if you know someone, here's a way you can get involved. So it's
Mhm.
building that community so that the educator and the actual parents can come together to say, here's a way we can collaborate together to enrich and empower the curriculum and our students so that beyond the classroom, they can see how relevant the curriculum is.
Hmm. Awesome. Awesome. Love that. Love that. Um, Another question that I have is those educators, teachers in particular, who are in the STEM area, what would you recommend for them in this topic of collaborating? Often those particular teachers will see it like their courses are very technical. There isn't a lot of room and space for these types of conversations. They're there just to teach, this particular course and the technical data information, pass that on to students. How do they make space to collaborate so that what you're referring to is incorporated and they create that equitable classroom?
Absolutely. It's so essential for STEM teachers, and that's where we're moving in the direction and empowering access and opportunity for all students to participate in any realm, in that area. Couple ways they can collaborate within the classroom is the vertical alignment with other teachers who are teaching some of those similar courses, is finding ways that within English that you can support one of the STEM programs. Looking at the history class, where whether those teachers are creating this collaborative space. And it's so neat from when students walk into their English class and maybe they've gone to a STEM class and they can say, wow, in my English class, we're doing something that ties into the STEM class that they're a part of. That starts to build those connectors with students for them to better retain the information and to be more excited about it. Most of the time, students in the STEM class are in there because they want to be, right? That they have some desire to do that at a higher level, that is their passion. So when we can use that to connect it to English, or in history, we're learning about scientists, and in math, we're learning about mathematicians who tie into what the STEM class is upholding. We can then collaborate with other educators to have that come alive across the curriculum from all of their classes. So it was always so neat as a history teacher when students would go into English and they would say, Miss, we're learning about something similar, or guess what, in my history class, and they're able to contribute even more to the conversation when we do that as educators. So utilizing your professional learning communities to create that space to collaborate with other educators, and then for students to be able to collaborate versus cooperate. And again, we don't want students to be in groups just because where one person is having to do all the work or pick up the slack. But what we want to do is be intentional, where without my piece, we can't get the whole picture. So we want to set up and be intentional with our lessons. And we do that during our PLCs. Absolutely, Andrea. Cross collaboration helps students make more meaningful connections across subjects. Yeah, and they can definitely retain that information better. And it starts to be relevant to the students' lives. So absolutely, STEM is such a huge and important factor that's helping to motivate our students. And lots of times students do not always see themselves within STEM classes represented. And so this is a way where we can be intentional in our practices and across all subjects.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This is great. Any other questions, comments, anything that needs clarity? Well, it's been a joy. It's been a pleasure to have you once again